Far beyond witches and wizards is the root cause of health problem of many in Africa. Seek professional advice concerning that your health matter.
I see with my clear eye. The eye that I cannot be able to use 2 years ago, I use it now to see everything. And I say, may God who make this man have this mind, and all those doctors over here, God will bless them and give them more life.
Join DrSaveAlife Foundation.
You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye. Now on AIT every Monday by 9:30 a.m.
Hello, another beautiful opportunity is right there before us to be in position to take this our cause to the next level. And that is the cause and the vision we have for this very country and the continent of Africa at large. Operation Total Health through the power of knowledge. And of course, you know that we have been on the mission of moving Nigerian life expectancy from the current state of 55 years to 70 years by the year 2025. And I want to appreciate the federal government and also all the agencies supporting the effort of eliminating or containing COVID-19 and all the menace of 2020, that God will help us also by your effort and effort of everyone to be in position to contain that very evil. However, we should recall that even before COVID-19 came, Nigerian life expectancy has not been anything to write home about. When you compare it with the rest of the world, and it's on that accord, we put a further statistical analysis to the cause of the deplorable state of our people when it has to do with life expectancy. And we found out that majority of these very deaths occur during pregnancy, delivery, post-delivery, and also up to the under 5 children. And that's why we're saying, hi, it is time for us to be in position to decode some of this mystery medically and be able to bring it in your own language. Most importantly, our discussion today, come on, should I tell you, by tuning in right to this station, God has made you a lifesaver to someone simply because of the knowledge you will acquire today. As our custom has been, I want you to use this opportunity. Pick your phone and call someone. Say, tune into this station. Something is about to happen. A knowledge they have can save someone in pain right now, can save someone they will encounter tomorrow, which otherwise they would have given a wrong advice. Most people's health calamity is a function of who they met at the point it happened. Do that. I will be right back.
You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye. Now on AIT every Monday by 9:30 a.m.
Welcome back. You are still on You and Your Health, a program sponsored by DrSaveAlife Foundation, a non-governmental organization with a clear vision of giving total health to the people of Africa through the power of knowledge. I remain your friend, Dr. Richard Okoye. If you have been part of this very engagement, it's been a while right now that we appear in this very station by this time for a while. And if you have been a student of this particular project, you can understand that this is a phenomenal movement, a movement towards building a healthy Africa. And Nigeria has to be, because the charity begins at home. So it is something that we have been empowered to become a lifesaver to someone that will encounter us, be it at your family level, at the level of the office, and also in the society at large. And today's edition, we have the opportunity to reveal to you that it is not every woman you can say, go ahead and get pregnant. We say no. Some people can even, by reason of traditional pressure, will be very desperate. I must get pregnant. I must get pregnant. It is not all that should be advised. Get pregnant. I will tell you why we must have to get this understanding to protect and stop maternal mortalities that are preventable. When you look at pregnancy, pregnancy is more of a burden to the body. And there are two major problems that if you have it, it is something that a professional insight has to be given, or counseling or a care should be given even before a woman should be advised for pregnancy. And these two things we're going to start with today is the issue of diabetes and hypertension. There are two types of diabetes and hypertension that could occur in pregnancy. Number one is that some people are already diabetic before pregnancy. Some people are already hypertensive before pregnancy. And you have another type of hypertension that could occur. But this time around, it's called gestational or pregnancy-induced. Why do you say so? That this woman has never been hypertensive. This woman has never been diabetic. However, in the course of the pregnancy, perhaps from the 20 weeks and above, all of a sudden the BP started going up. The sugar started appearing from nowhere. Those ones who call them gestational or pregnancy-induced hypertension or induced diabetes. And I will be able to tell you what could happen to a woman. We've lost a lot of women in the course of pregnancy simply because of this. I'm to share with you now. I know it's not for you. You are not pregnant. Oh, come on. You have sisters. You have loved ones. You have friends. We have children. They will also pass through the same ignorant route as it has been here. That we have recorded the worst mortality and the neonatal mortality of all. It ought not to be. And that's why you should know that what we are getting today is an empowerment for you and your generation down the line. God has made us to be there for each other in times of need. What you are getting today is not just for you. Sorry, if it doesn't cover you back, it is something you can keep for life. Okay, we have a mission. Because as I told you in this very program, for some of you joining us for the first time, we have been able to dissect the origin of healthcare crisis in the globe, which is unfortunately being made worse in Africa. And that has to do because of our medical terminologies. Our fathers of medicine made medical terminology in a way that a common man will not be able to access it. The doctors can blow a lot of grammar. It's not their fault. It's the knowledge background where they got educated. So on that particular call, you have malaria. Doctor say you have plasmodiasis. He may write some things you will not understand. If you look at dictionary, 45-letter word in the dictionary is a disease. I mentioned it here. It's called pneumono, ultramicroscopic siliconiovolcanosis. So that 45-letter word, my sister, just cool. If I should be here to say, may that thing I mentioned now be your portion. Even as you are looking at me, you will say, you will dodge, isn't it? He says, I reject it. Simply because the big grammar associated. And that's why our people are ignorant of so many things. Having seen a doctor, he asked him, he said, I don't know. And by so doing, he becomes victim of quackery and all manner of information. And God gave us a mission and said, decode these medical terminologies in a common man's language. That by so doing, you will save millions of lives. That's why we are optimistic, very confident that by 2025, whether believe it or not, we see a radical change in the healthcare delivery, in the healthcare status of this very country called Nigeria, who is a representative of Africa in general. So today we're going to look at this very subject, diabetes in pregnancy or diabetes or gestational diabetes, or hypertension in pregnancy, or pregnancy-induced hypertension, otherwise called pre-eclampsia. It is quite unfortunate that in most cases people want to get pregnant. It seems as if, go ahead, get pregnant. It's not in all the cases. If you are already a known diabetic or a known hypertensive patient, please do not rush into achieving pregnancy. There is what is called pre-pregnancy counseling. Pre-pregnancy, that before you get pregnant, there are certain things that you need to know. And there's also what is called pre-pregnancy care, that you just say before you get pregnant, or pre-conception care, that this very care should be given to you. Your body should be prepared like this before pregnancy. Otherwise, if you have hypertension, every hormone in pregnancy increases hypertension. It loses the body further. It loses the heart further. It loses the kidney further. So it is important that you, before you get pregnant, listen to me, God made it, you should get pregnant and live, and also eat the fruit of your labor, which is the labor of your 9 months. And on that very accord, if you are diabetic, listen to me, there's what is called glycosylated hemoglobin. This gives information about the extent and the condition you have with respect to the diabetes. There's a level you can reach, that very thing should show, and you will be advised, don't for now, or don't at all. Because diabetes is associated with congenital abnormalities. Congenital abnormality, especially what is called neural tube defect. Those children you will see at the back this way, there's something that will bulge out, and the spinal cord will not be able to complete. You call this neural tube defect, all right? That is very common in non-diabetic people, women, getting pregnant. And that's why before you get pregnant, there is what is called pre-conception care, which will involve a 3 months follow-up. Most times you see the folic acid that is being given conventional 0.4 milligram for young pregnant women. But for that case, it's required that this person will be on folic acid as high dose, even up to 4 to 5 grams as it were. Up to 4 5. The reason is the body has to be in position to be prepared ahead of the challenges do it. And that's why it is important that diabetes, hypertension, you have to be in position to be involved in meeting your physician, and all of those parameters be reviewed. What is the state of your heart? What is the state of your kidney? What is the state of your liver? What is the state of your eye? All of those parameters should be properly evaluated. And that brings me to an appeal I want to make to the maternity homes, traditional birth attendants, and all of the people, even in the churches today where people go and say they are having delivery in the church. I want to bring this information to you. It's important you understand what is called patient selection. They call it patient selection in the sense that this particular woman I want to start taking care of, is this woman hypertensive? Is this woman diabetic? Is this woman a sickler? Is there any medical condition coexisting with the same pregnancy? Why you should take that is that in a number of occasions, it may not require only in a obstetric management. You may also need the physicians, the dietitian, and a number of people. Such people, there's nothing to gain losing any life. Referring to hospital where such parties are all available and could be able to save that woman in a journey that relatively rough for her.
You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye.
I never dreamt in my life to be in India, neither enter plane before I died at the age of 70. My vote of thanks to Dr. DrSaveAlife. I'm very happy with them. They've not revived my life again, no matter the age. Now, I feel I can live a little longer than I could have lived.
You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye. Now on AIT every Monday by 9:30 a.m.
Welcome back. We've been able to say that a woman with a known hypertensive and diabetic should be properly counseled if there is a need for pre-conception care that's supposed to be giving some treatment on control. Even the drugs that are taken need to be analyzed. If the woman is on oral hypoglycemic drugs, some of them, like issue of metformin, has been currently been allowed, but also some other drugs may not be compatible with early pregnancy because of the teratogenic effect. Most times they will say, hold on this. It's not just having a baby, but when I have this baby, let my joy be full. That's why God asks us to pray. Pray that your joy be full. And you got pregnant, only that at the end of the day, the baby is not giving the desired joy. And that's why wisdom is profitable to give direction. Now going further, we are looking at also another type of diabetes and hypertension, and they are called gestational, or what is called pregnancy induced. That, oh, come on, I was never hypertensive. Maybe someone will say, it never run in my family. It could happen. But all of a sudden, within pregnancy, that will come from 20 weeks and above. That particular one is dangerous. It's called pre-eclampsia. It's usually more common among the first-time pregnancy people, or what they call, elderly primigravida, those that got pregnant in elderly age, in older age. All right. Now, when such happens, what they call pre-eclampsia, you see the woman, suddenly the woman BP that was originally normal will start going up. She will urinate. You see some protein inside. That's why you must have to be in position to be in the hospital where all this investigation be done. And also the leg may start swelling, contrary to the one that usually swell during the ending of pregnancy because of the pressure of the head of the baby on the inferior vena cava. That is a different ballgame. But you see the leg swelling. At that point in time, a caution. If such exists, it is at that point, it is not maternity home care. It is not traditional birth attendant care. Anything contrary, that woman can convulse. That's what is called eclampsia. You see them convulse, you must have heard of it, convulse and be dead. And that one, being in the hospital, sometimes if the management become tough, whereby upon the application of all the medication, the BP is still increasing, the woman is having crisis, at that very point in time, doctors can make decision and say, madam, between this very baby we are pursuing and the life of this woman, which one is better? And that's why the doctor will advise, you may need to bring down this baby. That is one of the commonest cause of preterm delivery. He may be in position to say, hey, we need to go for CS. Let this baby come out. The beautiful thing about it is that when the baby is delivered, usually that BP may come down and come back and may disappear. But the subsequent one, having been able to have such experience, there is a treatment you should start. Immediately you are identified to be pregnant. And that is the reason why you have to be in the hospital. That is the reason. I don't blame men. We are actually not part of, the labor of pregnancy. And most times you see some men, either because of the issue of money, and begin to make some decision. And I remember a case of a man that the wife had this pre-eclampsia, the woman was going, and he was advised that, look, this baby has to come out. He was insisting that let the doctors do anything they want to do. They don't want the baby to be terminated. They said, no, we have to go for CS. He said, no, that you will not sign the consent. The woman was nowhere to be assisted. He managed her money, and that woman fitted. Before they could carry the woman to the theater, the woman died. It touches. But I think we should be there for our wives, in the time of that assistance of pregnancy, they need us to be there for them. And that's why I won't blame you, because ignorance is a disease of its own. But the day that you have known, there are certain occasions that the doctor may advise and say, hey, don't go further on day, that you could be in position to have this woman's life saved. Subsequent pregnancy, as a matter of fact, today, 28 weeks, 27 weeks baby can be salvaged in Nigeria. It's an interesting thing. 0.71 kg can be salvaged. So there's nothing for you to be in position to putting up unusual comparison if the loss of the baby has been matured by reason of even use of dexamethasone. You can allow that very baby to come out and let your wife be there for you. So pre-eclampsia is one of the causes of maternal death. When there is insisting on that ignorance, is usually the cause of it.
You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye.
The greatest gift that can be given to somebody who has arthritis is not giving the person a car. It is not car that the person needs at that particular time. What the person needs is solution to the problem that will relieve that person of that pain, because it's very painful and it makes you sad. Even to eat food, sometimes you won't be happy to eat the food. I'm ever grateful to DrSaveAlife Foundation for what God has used them to do in my life. They have done so well, and God will reward them.
You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye. Now on AIT every Monday by 9:30 a.m.
Welcome back. I do hope this program has been a blessing to you. And in this very aspect, we're going to look into the impact. We talk about now the causes of maternal death when it has to do with hypertension and diabetes, and we're going to look also how it affects the death and the misery of the babies that were born with that same condition. Hear me. If you are diabetic, whether it is hypertension induced or whether you already have BP or diabetes before the pregnancy, as earlier explained, understand this. There are certain occasions the doctor will call for elective cesarean section, even when it seems as if nothing other factor involved. He look at your age, he will look at the medical condition. Have you ever wondered why sometimes from 38 weeks and above, a woman that is carrying pregnancy, all of a sudden, the heartbeat of the baby will go. It will have fresh stay back. He said that I'm just moving on. All of a sudden, I was not hearing the kick. I wasn't getting the kick. I wasn't getting anything again. The doctor will check, no heartbeat. What happened? We say that it's witches. For how long can we continue in that very nonsense mentality? Listen and listen, go. Hypertension and diabetes, as the pregnancy advances, it causes what is called placenta insufficiency. Placenta insufficiency in the sense that the blood has to come to the placenta to give the baby food and all that. But sometimes, in a situation where the placenta start getting old earlier than it ought to be, by that time it may not be supplying food. So most times the babies of diabetes used to be big. They call it macrosomia. Okay, they used to be very big. Why are they big? Because of excess sugar available because of the diabetes. And as well, the insulin will also be high. I will tell you why most of those babies, if you deliver them and you don't care for them at that early stage, they will just die. All right. So, at that very point in time, because of such sudden loss, sudden demise of the heartbeat of the baby, the doctor may recommend and say, I will suggest at 38 weeks, let us bring this very baby. He says, it's not my portion. I will deliver like a Hebrew woman. And before you know it, the heartbeat of the baby will go. And Satan will be blamed. And all the witches will be wearing crowns they never merited. It's very unfortunate that we will continue in this kind of mindset. So, it is also important, if you are diabetic, hypertensive, work with your doctor. Look at what your doctor suggest, even though he may not explain to you this way, but understand that he may know better than you do. And that's why you have to think about your safety and the safety of your baby. Now, coming to the delivery, of course, why cesarean section in a number of diabetic patients is that their baby used to be big. And we earlier discussed what is called cephalopelvic disproportion, that if the head of the baby is bigger than the canal, it will not come out. So at that point, CS will come. But more to that, when a baby of a diabetic mother is delivered, this very baby that got big because of so much food and sugar, he is also exposed to so much insulin to clear the sugar also. So when the baby is delivered, the insulin is circulating in the blood of that baby will be higher than normal. So in most cases, as soon as that very baby come out, it's not receiving the sugar as it ought to receive. The insulin in the body will wipe off all the sugar. That baby can die. And nobody will say, no, the baby was just like this. And suddenly the baby stopped breathing. You know what happened? That's why in the medical condition, you deliver in a hospital where there is a pediatrician support. Because that very baby ought to have a top-up sugar with or without the breast milk of the mother being ready to enable that very transit period of moving from a region of excess insulin, excess sugar, to down to his own normal life, because he may not also be diabetic as the mother. I do hope this has been a blessing to all. Share it today. We have to work out saving the mom, saving the baby, joy together in the house, and everyone will be good through the power of knowledge you got today. You also share it with somebody. Together we'll build healthy family, healthy society, and happy society as well. See you 2025 together. We will announce that Nigerian life expectancy as his 70. It's not impossible. Watch out for more that will come through this program as I see you again.